Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca. This is my first YouTube video on this channel. I have decided, in starting a YouTube channel from scratch for the first time, I'm gonna jump in with Vlogmas. I'm gonna do a 25-day video project, knowing nothing about editing, filming, or even talking in front of a camera. It's the best plan I've ever had. I am a genius. So this is the first video of Vlogmas. I'm going to be talking about my favorite Christmas movies, but before we get into that, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Rebecca. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Canada. I have a bachelor's degree in English. That's a little bit about me. I love reading. I love art. I love knitting. I got a scarf back here I just finished knitting. I need to weave in the ends. I hate doing that. It's my least favorite part. I like embroidery, all that good stuff. Yeah. So, in my little red Christmassy book, I have, oops, somewhere in here, all my Vlogmas plans. I'm doing Vlogmas in conjunction with my friend Sam, who is also doing Vlogmas. If she has a video up in time, I will link it down below. Go check out her videos. She is so smart and has so many great ideas on movies, and I love hearing her talk about them. I could listen to her for hours, and I would be like, you are so smart. I love you. Also, sorry for the sniffles, the little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer situation here, and the coughs. I'm sick. Part of the reason I'm filming this video is because I have nothing else to do, because I am sick at home. So, there we go. Also going to be numerous sips of tea in this video to keep me from losing my voice completely. This is my little teddy bear Christmas mug. Isn't that adorable? My husband has one that is a snowman, and they match. They're from Value Village, and they're great. I love them. That is still too hot to drink. I can already tell just by breathing on that. Okay, so what I thought I'd do for my first Vlogmas video is recommend 25 Christmas movies, / out of that there's, I think, one TV show, to get you in the holiday spirit, and I decided to start Vlogmas off with this because you could watch one of these every day until Christmas. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but judging by the fact that I'm doing Vlogmas, I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. Ooh, I do love Halloween, but I think Christmas is still my favorite. But, like, I'm a Halloween-y Christmas girly. Got my tree up. Got the front room covered in nutcrackers. We're holly jolly in this house. Yeah. So we're just gonna get going. So my first recommendation for the Christmas season, we're gonna start with the TV show, because I want to say there might be 25 or 24 episodes of this TV show. Also, if you're hearing that, it's a dishwasher. I am so sorry. Anyways, there's maybe that many episodes. Anyways, it's a TV show. It's called The Secret World of Santa Claus. I believe it's a French-Canadian production, so I don't know if you've seen it if you grew up outside of Canada. Basically, it follows Santa, and he lives in the North Pole with 3 elves, whose names I do not remember, but 2 of the elves have, like, magical powers. One of them can turn into animals, and one of them can fly, and the other one isn't old enough yet to have his elf powers, obviously. There's also a bear called Balbo. Don't know why I remember his name. There's some reindeer, and then Santa also has an arch nemesis in this. His name is Gruzzlebeard, and he's like gray-bearded Santa. He's like evil Santa. He's like a troll gnome guy, and he hates Christmas. But basically you follow Santa on his adventures trying to fulfill different children's Christmas presents. So, like, there's one episode where a kid wishes to be taller, and Santa has to figure out how to make them taller, and there's one where, like, this kid doesn't believe in Santa, and he has to figure out why doesn't he believe in Santa. It's so good. It's a great show. I used to watch it every single day before school on the run up to Christmas in December, because they would show it on Teletoon, which was just the best Canadian kids TV channel ever. So that's my one TV show. I think that's the only TV show I have. Anyways, that's my one TV show out of the way. We'll get to the movies. Number 2, The Muppets Christmas Carol. I think this is my favorite version of the Christmas Carol. And I love the Christmas Carol. I love that story. It's fabulous. But the Muppets one is so good. A, the Muppets. B, Michael Caine. There's no C. I don't need a point C. That's all I need. Still too hot, but it burns in a nice way. Recommendation? No. So that was 2. 1, 2, 3. I am bad at counting, so this will be a struggle for me. Recommendation number 3 is the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This was my favorite not even favorite Christmas movie, actually. This is my favorite movie growing up. We never owned it, and I would make my mom take me to Blockbuster in the middle of July, and I would take out the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas and get a triple power push pop, and I would watch that thing on repeat all afternoon. Like, just back to back to back to back to back. Put that thing on rewind. I'm watching it. I love that movie. Actually, The Muppets and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, I've already watched. I'm filming this November 30th. I have already watched them. I pre-watched them because I love them so much and I could not wait till December. But it's just so good. It's so fun, and I don't know, I feel like it takes the Grinch story further than the original, but like in an irreverent way where it doesn't like completely muddy the waters on the plot. I don't know, I just love it, and it's a lot of fun. Recommendation number 4 is another one that I'm not sure anyone out of Canada has ever seen. It's called Noel, but it's spelled like Noel, and it's like a 30-minute TV special. I think you can get it, you can find it online through like I forget what it's called, but like the National Canadian Broadcasting Centre. That wasn't a good noise. So yeah, it's just this little guy. He's a little business guy, sort of a Scroogey type. He's making a lot of money. He owns like a company that's making like the hottest toy of the year, and he's like, it's very on to commercialism and stuff, but he's been cursed. I don't know how much to spoil in these because it's like a half hour, so he's been cursed. He has a Christmas curse because he's grumpy, and you follow that, and he meets a little girl, and she shows him the true meaning of Christmas type thing. But the whole thing is narrated by Leslie Nielsen from the movies Airplane and what's it called? The Naked Gun. He also narrated a show when I was little. I think it was called Orby and something. It was about like a little alien and a little girl. He narrated it. Anyways, he's got a great narration voice. It's really a sweet show. It's easy to watch. Would recommend. Recommendation number 5 is The Year Without a Santa Claus. I freaking love this movie. It is so good. So this is made by Rankin & Bass, and Rankin & Bass have made a lot of like the classic Christmas movies. So like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't know if they had Frosty. They did Little Drummer Boy. They did Rudolph Shiny New Year. They did all of those. Like any of those old stop motion animation Christmas movies was Rankin & Bass, and this is one of them. And I don't think it gets enough credit. Essentially, Santa gets a cold. How relatable. And decides to cancel Christmas. He's taking a year off. And Mrs. Claus is pretty sure that the reason he has a cold and he's feeling so down is because he's lost the Christmas spirit. He feels like kids don't believe in him as much anymore. So she sends 2 elves to a town. The elves' names are Jingle and Jangle. And these elves have to find proof that kids still love Santa and believe in Santa. And it's really, really sweet. And also, if you've ever heard that TikTok sound that goes, I'm Mr. White Christmas, I'm high on crack, that is from this movie. It's a wacky ride, but it's a fun wacky ride, and I highly recommend it. Recommendation number 6 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is also a Rankin & Bass movie, and also features Santa Claus, obviously. This one tells, like, the life story of Santa Claus. So from when he was a baby to how he became Santa Claus. And it's not like, I know like the actual story is like he was a saint that helped people, and then but this one is he was born and he got dropped in an orphanage, but then he got pulled through a forest by a bunch of woodland creatures and was adopted by elves named the Kringles. And there was like a mean snow guy, but the guy that the mayor was the Burgermeister Meisterburger, and he was really mean and he hated toys and children, and Santa was an outlaw to him, but then he showed him. I feel like none of this is making sense. Is it because I'm sick? Probably. Recommendation number 7 is Elf. I'm sure almost everyone has seen Elf or has heard of Elf, the fabulous Will Ferrell movie. But, like, everyone's seen and heard of it for a reason. It's a good movie. I love that movie. Like, the end, when they're all singing, and Santa's sleigh starts going up. I live for that. It's fabulous. Not much more I need to say on that. That stands on its own. Recommendation number 8 is another retelling of A Christmas Carol, and it is Scrooged. So this is a movie that was made in the 80s, and it stars Bill Murray. It's a live-action adaptation, and it's sort of a little bit meta, because basically Bill Murray is the head of a TV company, And for the holidays, they're creating a production of A Christmas Carol. But he's doing that all while being the Scrooge character, and he's like trying to cut corners, and like he's terrible to his employees, and then he gets visited by 3 ghosts and like a lost love situation. It's great. It is so good. Bill Murray is a great actor. And like my favorite in this is there is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and she is fabulous. She's like a fairy princess, and if you haven't seen it, you should. And if you have seen it, my favorite scene is the toaster scene. Chef's kiss. We're following that up with, actually, for number 9, another retelling of A Christmas Carol. I could have spread these out, but I put them back to back for no reason. So number 9 is Bah Humduck, which I don't know if anyone, I know other people have seen, but I don't think it's that popular. And this is the Looney Tunes version of A Christmas Carol. It's like 42 minutes long. It's not even an hour. And it's Daffy Duck owns a giant, mega, big box store. He's all about making money, and he's really greedy. And then he gets visited by 3 ghosts, a la A Christmas Carol, and maybe he changes his ways. Also, I'm gonna spoil this for you. Bugs Bunny's not one of the ghosts. He's just in this. Like, basically, Daffy Duck gets snowed into his own store overnight, and so does Bugs Bunny. So Daffy Duck is going through this whole, like, ghost experience, and Bugs Bunny's just along for the ride, having a good time. And he deserves that. Recommendation number 10. What was this? I'm not sure. Recommendation number 10 is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. It's basically 3 short, not short, like 3 15-minute-ish little cartoons featuring Mickey Mouse and Friends characters. So the first one is Goofy and Max, the second one is Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Donald Duck, and the third one is Mickey and Minnie. And they're just little Christmas shorts. The Mickey and Minnie one is actually a redo of the Gift of the Magi, that Christmas story. It's a redo of that one. Huey, Dewey, and Louie wish it was like Christmas every day, but then they realize why Christmas should only come once a year. And then Goofy is trying to prove to Max that he should still have Christmas spirit. It's very sweet. They also have Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, but that was done later, and they did it in this weird 3D animation style, so I've never been able to get through it. Do not recommend that one. Do recommend the first one, though. Recommendation number 11. 11. Home Alone. It's a classic. It's great. Macaulay Culkin. Fabulous. Also, recommendation number 12. 12 is Home Alone 2. We're going to talk about them in conjunction. Personally, I like Home Alone 2 better than Home Alone 1. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, is just better. It's got Tim Curry. It's more fun. He's going through New York. There's that lovely thing with the toy store guy. The pigeon lady. I love the pigeon lady, although I do love the old man in the first one. But I don't know. I've just always liked the second one better. They're both good, though. I recommend them both. Some great family festive fun. That's an alliteration. Then, number 13, we have the animated Grinch. Not the new animated Grinch. I still haven't seen it. The 1960 whatever animated Grinch. Fabulous. Also loved that one. I used to have a VHS. I did actually own that one. I had a VHS copy, and it was that followed by Horton Hears a Who. Again, the original one, not the remake cartoon one with Jim Carrey and Steve Carell. But the original animated Grinch is great. Fantastic music. Really, really cute. Also, it's narrated by Boris Karloff, which I'm obsessed with him. I am obsessed with Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and Vincent Price. They're like my like trifecta of weird old movie dudes. If you don't know, Boris Karloff played Frankenstein. He was the most famous actor who ever played Frankenstein. Chef's kiss, and he does a great narration voice. Recommend that. It'll give you the warm fuzzies. It'll bring you back to your childhood. You'll get to listen to some scary dude talk. It's fabulous. Then, number 14, if I need one right, The Polar Express. This one is not here because it is my mom's favorite Christmas movie. She makes us watch it every single year. Even though I am now moved out, she makes me come home and have a Polar Express movie night with her. She makes popcorn. She makes hot chocolate. She pulls the hot chocolate out of the hot chocolate scene. She gets all in. She's like your second grade teacher. She makes us tickets that she punches. She goes all in. So that gets a mention partly because of the experience Mom has put together for us, but also partly because it is just a good movie. Like, I enjoy it. Like, that song that Josh Groban sings from that movie, that is a great song. That is on my Christmas playlist. Also, the hot chocolate scene. Fabulous. Also, all of it. It was just great. The scene at the end where there's Aerosmith as elves, fantastic. It's great. What more could I say? Number 15, Christmas Vacation. It's a movie made in the 80s. I'm sure some of you have seen it. I'm sure some of you haven't. It stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Johnny Galecki, and Juliette Lewis. If you recognize any of those names, the one you probably recognize is Johnny Galecki. He was Leonard on The Big Bang Theory, but in this one, he's a little kiddo. And it's basically about a family at Christmas time. It's in a series of movies, the National Lampoon's Vacation movies. However, you don't have to have seen any of the other ones to watch this one. Basically, it's about a family at Christmas where everything goes wrong. My mom also invites us all over to watch this one at Christmas time. I love this movie. It is so funny. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Chevy Chase is problematic. He's not a great person, but I have chosen to separate him from his art. Also, my mom bought the DVD like 10 years ago, so there's no saying it now. The money's been spent. I'm gonna watch the movie. But it's a really funny movie. It also has Julia Louis-Dreyfus in it as like the evil neighbor character, and she's fabulous. She does a great job. And number 16, I'm just gonna stop doing hands. It just messes me up. Number 16 is Rudolph. That's it. I don't know why I said that like a question. It's Rudolph. It's the movie Rudolph, also by Rankin and Bass. It's cute. I will say it is not my favorite Christmas movie of all time, and I'm going to talk about the next movie in conjunction, actually, because number 17 is Rudolph 2, The Island of Misfit Toys, which I don't remember if it was done by Rankin and Bass. It must have been, but it wasn't stop motion. It was like 3D animation, which I liked better as a kid. But again, neither one of them was like my most favorite thing of all time. However, they're still fun, and they're festive, and they're like a classic. However, I will say, even though they're not my favorite, I do love the Bumble. He's fabulous. Like, anytime I see anything bounce in my head, I just go, Bumbles is bouncy. I don't even know if that's actually a quote from the movie, because I haven't seen it in so long, but I feel like Yukon Cornelius says that. Or anytime I see anything silver and gold, I'm like, silver and gold. It's made its way into my life. Number 18. We had a last minute switch. I had Miracle on 34th Street here. It's getting thrown out the window because I remembered one of my favorite Christmas movies that I forgot to put on the list. And that is Animaniacs Christmas Special, Wacko's Wish. I loved this movie as a kid. So I actually never really watched the Animaniacs TV show. However, when this came on, I was all in on Animaniacs. Essentially, a wishing star falls down, Wacko makes a wish on it. Or like, he races the whole town to make a wish on it, but it's not like the actual town. It's like a fairy tale town, and it's really fun, and there's like an evil king, and like Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are all there, and it's great. I don't know how to describe any of these. I'm very bad at this, but it's really, really good. Okay. Number 19 is the Santa Claus 2. Only the Santa Claus 2. That is my favorite. He's the only one I watch. I mean, I have seen 1 and 3, they're fine, but 2, I will watch. Like, if I'm sitting down and I'm like, I want to watch a movie, I'm picking the second one, because it's the best one. Number 20 is Charlie Brown Christmas Special. I mean, that sad little tree with the one little ornament, the little blanket wrapped around it. It's heartwarming. Number 21, I had one put on here for my mom, I got one put on here for my dad. It is One Magic Christmas, which is a movie that I think was made in the 80s that nobody I've ever spoken to remembers ever watching. But it is on Disney Plus if you ever want to watch it. And it stars Mary, is it Steinberg? She plays the mom in, not the dead mom, but the alive mom in Elf. The Elf's younger brother's, Buddy's younger brother, half-brother's mom. She's in that. So she's in 2 Christmas movies. And basically, house is foreclosing. And she's trying to get Christmas spirit, but like she's dead. And there's an angel, and he's got a weird name, and he teaches them about Christmas. Number 22. Frosty Returns. So this is not the original Frosty the Snowman. The original Frosty the Snowman is fine, but it has no spice. It doesn't give me what I want. Frosty Returns, however, is great. It's like a half hour. It's not very long. It's easy to watch. The star is a redheaded girl with a ponytail, so obviously I vibe with that. Frosty is voiced by John Goodman. There's great songs, and it has a thread running through of climate action and climate change and how we should be against that. But it's great. And also she loves magic, and she has a weird little friend with glasses. It's so good. And she hides a chicken in her desk. That makes no sense, but it's funny. It's good. You'll like it. Then we have Number 23, The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. So again, this is not the original. This one was made in like 2008, maybe? And everything is very rigid and strict the same, but one day Frosty shows up and he turns it all upside down and everyone's for the better for it. And I believe the narrator for this is... what's that guy's name? It was Smokey and the Bandit. The one with the mustache. I cannot remember, and this is gonna bug me so much. Anyways, he's the narrator, and he does a really good job. Number 24, It's a Wonderful Life. Now, this is not my favorite Christmas movie of all time. We have not been working up to this because it's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. This is on December 24th, and the 24th movie, because it's always on Christmas Eve. And my dad makes us watch it every year. Some years we see more years than others. Actually, last year was the first year my 18-year-old brother, he's 18 now, he was 17 at the time, my 17-year-old brother had seen it beginning to end. He was so disappointed in that movie. He was like, it was like 2 hours of nothing followed by a half hour of something followed by 15 minutes of nothing. I was like, yeah, that's kind of the It's a Wonderful Life experience. Our 25th movie is Die Hard. While it is technically a Christmas movie, it's not super Christmassy. And after watching all of these, you might be a little bit Christmas out. You might need a little break. So we're going to give you some explosions. We're going to give you Bruce Willis. We're going to have a great time, but also there's going to be Christmas trees in the background. So you're going to feel a little bit festive. Oh, that was a lot of talking. But those are all of the movies I have to recommend for Christmas. Let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are. Let me know if you have any Christmas movies you watch at a specific time. Like, obviously my family watches It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. We also do Polar Express night and a Christmas vacation night. What do you do? What are your holiday movie traditions? Let me know, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, if I can figure out how to edit this, get it uploaded, and do another video. Bye!